And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Rainfall, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. Let us go. As we are getting into our game, as we get into our fresh series, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets for who you think will claim the series as we delve into our TvT Best of 5 Grand Finals. Let's go. Let us go. Just catching up with the chat. What was that? I mean, once again, winding it back to that last game. I mean, I feel like we already went into our explanation of it, but Shameless, he didn't confirm the build from ByuN, and my assumption is that he had assumed that maybe it was going to be a 3cc 3 racks, which ByuN is very fond of, for example, or like a 2-1-1 variation. I didn't know exactly how aggressive ByuN was going to be, and ByuN, he just walked across the map, end of the game before the 2-base all-in could really kick in. Unfortunate there for Shameless, unfortunate, but he himself gambit, right? He himself gambit. The gamble did not pay off. But let's go. We're getting into our fresh series, and so far double gas opener out of ByuN, likewise double gas out of Cure as well. So both players are opening up double gas into a faster factory, into a delayed TC. Very safe builds and much more tech heavy out of both players, mirrored so far. Welcome to Rainfall. Rainfall is a very small map of the map pool. Short rush distance by ground, aggression is favored here on Rainfall. So we do see both players calming down as a result, but we do expect to see some more aggression coming into the mid game. Until then, we should just be settling in. We'll see if anyone does kind of deviate or commit into anything more spicy here. It's not uncommon to see, like, say, Banshee based openers as well, just for like the one Banshee to go for a backstab or go for harassment. Otherwise, we could just open up into Raven, into tank Raven play. There are some earlier builds we can go for an earlier 1-1-1 tank drop with an early medevac as well. We'll keep an eye on our players for now, though. For now, we are scouting for proxies. ByuN does check the third location. Cure, he's the first to somewhat move out. We got to be careful. Does have to be careful here. Does move out. And Cure, he has a high ground. Oh, does shoot first. Yeah, I believe Curie does shoot first here, and he will overwhelm, but ByuN has to get the hell out, and does it get caught? He does not. Whew, does pull away, but now the Reaper's out of position, the CC will be delayed, and so far, a slightly better start for Cure. Does have the better start, does not catch the Reaper. But as a result, Cure, he will have the slightly earlier expansion. So earlier CC. Both Reapers, they heal up. ByuN just barely healing up as well. Cure moving in, does have the extra Reaper. But ByuN has a Hellion, and ByuN, he should be able to hold on. Oh, the SCV though! Barely not. Yeah, barely not. SCV does survive. Cure pulls away. They do end up trading. 1-to-1. And Cure backs off. Cure backs off again. ByuN, he has the defender's advantage. He does have Reacted Reaper. Able to force Cure back home. And does force him back. Oh. And now we can calm down. We can take a breath. And when it comes to the openers here, again, just a slight edge for Cure. Both players lost the same amount of units, of course, but Cure had the slightly faster expand. Slightly faster CC. From here, we're now getting our add-ons up and running. Calming down. As we try to build up into the mid-game, typically we do see a lot of players move out and delay each other's third bases. We'll see how greedy we want to be as well. There are some players that like going for faster third CCs, some delaying, some 2-base all-ins. Now opening up Raven. And getting our safety Cyclones. We're just building up. Something that I should also mention very quickly, because we are getting to a full series, is just the prevalence of 2-base all-ins. Specifically, 2-port 2-base all-ins have been very trendy over the past, what, 3 weeks? Basically, ever since the patch dropped, or even actually during the PTR, we did notice that as well. But it's been interesting to see that, to see the trend of that kind of rise up in recent times. I would not be surprised if we see that more than once this series. Yeah, there it is. Speaking of 2-port 2-base all-in, second starport's on the way. We just brought it up for good reason. Again, it's been very trendy, very popular, and Cure, he cannot resist. He cannot resist. Does follow the meta. So the purpose of the second starport is to have, or to gain air control. Second starport into Mass Viking. Into Mass Viking to gain air control. Air control is paramount in TvT. If you have control of the skies, you have control of the ground. The reasoning for this is because tanks do have a higher range than their vision, so they can shoot farther than they can see. So having that air control does allow you to make full use of your tanks, and as you can see, we're making 3 Vikings at a time. Again, a heavy Viking count. This also leads into a Liberator as well. Because you have air control, then you can set up your Liberator, and there's nothing that the opposing player can really do. It's a very, very tough hold here for ByuN. ByuN, on top of that, 3rd CC. He's going for the 3rd CC, which is cheaper than it used to be, so it's less of an investment. But regardless, ByuN is going for an economic build, right? Faster 3rd base, delayed production. Going double eBay as well. Oof, this will not help in the defense. So a lot of resources are being spent in a setup for a longer game. And here comes Cure's all in. And Cure's moving out. He's pushing. ByuN can at least slow this down and does spot the move out. He knows. Yeah, at this point, ByuN, he knows. He sees all the Vikings. ByuN is fully aware. Behind or after this next wave of Vikings, we should be seeing Liberators on the way. Should be. We've gotten some decent lock-on so far. Ravens are moving in. Disables are ready. And Curie can zone this. He's on the way. Yeah, lands one disable. The first tank does barely on siege in time. Pulling away, gets caught. Yeah, still gets caught out. All tries to get thrown down as well. Does snipe one of the high energy Ravens as well. Yeah, Raven goes down and Curie snowballing out of control. I say that the SCVs, they do try to move in, but Vikings, they land. And GG. GG gets called. ByuN gets caught with his pants down, and Cure takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played again. Cure, he went for the 2-port 2-base all-in. Meanwhile, ByuN went for a fast 3rd TC into double E-base as well, spending so much money on tech, on production, that would not help in the defense. On top of that, Rainfall, small map, short rush distance by ground, aggression hits harder and faster here on Rainfall as well, and ByuN was able to slow down the push, but because of his build, there's only so much he could actually produce in time. Only had 1 tank. GG. GG, well played. Cure does take a lead in the series. Now we're going to be loading to game number 2. Show us what you got. Show us what you got. But again, if you've been watching TvT over the past month, you should be familiar with this build. Like 2-port 2-base all-ins, we've been seeing this a lot over the past 4 weeks in this matchup. It hits very hard. It's very hard. Typically, if you're curious, if you're able to scout this as a defending player, if you can scout this ahead of time, typically the response is to throw down your own second starport and fight for map control. Even though it's delayed, even though it's later than your opponent, you get your second starport up, you focus on Viking production, and you fight for air control, and then you can have that kind of back and forth dynamic. But here we go. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Washout, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify down in the series. We'll see if you can bounce back. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. Let us go. Settling into game number 2. And we'll see if it's going to be ByuN's turn to 2-port 2-base all-in. As I mentioned before, I would not be surprised if we see it more than once this series. We've seen it once so far in this best of 5. I'm sure we'll see it again. For now, though, we're calming things down. No proxy. No proxy, no shenanigans. It's not uncommon in TvT to go for proxy raxes and to go for shenanigans early on, but not yet in this series. Not yet. Again, TvT is typically very high octane, high aggression. I mean, you just saw an all-in out of Cure. It's a little bit rarer nowadays to get into like a 4-base economy. TvT has been very aggressive over the past, like, what, 3-4 years at this point, with a lot of either proxies, all-ins, like hyper-aggressive play, especially when a player tries to take their third base. Often the opposing player is there to stop them from doing that, and then they fight for their third as well. So we'll get into it. We'll get into it. For now, once again, double gas opener out of Cure. Meanwhile, ByuN, the first to deviate, single gas. Single gas opener out of ByuN, going for a faster CC. So ByuN is this time going for a greedier build. So ByuN's going to be greedier. It's going to be the defender. Cure is going to be the aggressor. Here we go. As ByuN does scouts nearby, does check the third, the fourth locations. Cure, does he shoot first again? Uh-oh. He does. Ta-da! Oh, no, ByuN does actually. Yeah, ByuN shoots first, and I believe ByuN will clean this up. A better trade for ByuN. Whew, very close, very clutch. And Cure did commit to lose his Reaper. Did lose his Reaper here, so far a stronger start for ByuN. Gains map control. Is that air control? Does gain map control, will zone him away. Meanwhile, we do see our command center now being on location. We'll see if ByuN can threaten this. Slips fast. And does hit the CC. And it looks like he will delay. Will kill the CC as well, the SCV. Very nice. It does destroy the building. SCV will delay the expansion. Bearing in mind this is already a later expansion because of the build of choice from ByuN. So far, a very nice start for our Red Terran. Very nice. So far, so good. Behind this, we're building up into our 1-1-1 setups. Opening up a reactor to Hellion, actually. Okay. So ByuN committing a little bit harder. Ooh, the Reaper lines up, and this is an awful start for Cure, losing 2 Reapers already, and the Hellion. A very rough start, and remember, we're not done. We're making additional Hellions. Here comes a repair. We're going to be pushing with 4 Hellions here, and Cure will see if he can minimize losses. He does have a Cyclone on the way that will help, but so far it's been a messy, it's been a shaky start for Cure. Ay. Bearing in mind that he was supposed to have the tech advantage, the army advantage, not anymore. Not like this, Pappy, not like this. Okay, just getting a little bit too excited. Here comes ByuN. He's moving out. We brought this up last game about the idea of going to Banshee play, and you do often see this mixed in to go for like a singular Banshee just to harass, just to get across the map. No cloak. Cyclone does take a shot to the face. Take a volley, getting low. And he wants that Cyclone, and he gets it. Massive pig. If your Cyclone goes down for 2 Hellions, that is worth it for ByuN. The Cyclone typically has so much more value. And again, it's been a strong early game so far to ByuN, but we're not out of this yet. The Banshee. The Banshee's on the way. As I say that, ByuN is coming in for the harass. Coming in with the auto turrets. We'll deny some mining, getting 1 SCV. Nice damage so far. It's all just adding up. And again, Cure is in trouble. Setting up for that Banshee harass. There are TCs on the way out of ByuN, getting further ahead with that economy. Even if Cure will force into a 2-base all-in, like he's still so far behind just because of the early game. I don't really know if it would even work. Now, when it comes to defensive setup here, ByuN did skip. No, he has 1. Okay, he has 1 Cyclone. It's across the map. Uh-oh. Yeah, so he has no defensive Cyclones back at home. He does have some Vanilla Marines, and he does have a defensive auto chart, I believe. And now going to Reacted Viking. Second starboard's on the way. 2-2 base all-in. He's going for the all-in, but this time it's going to be a weaker all-in. Bear that in mind. Banshee does get 1, 2, 3, 4 SCVs. Not bad. Does catch 4 workers. Getting a 5th worker towards the end. And does barely pull out of range of the Marines. And again, we're picking up Marines here. This is weakening the army. Catching out 3 Marines. Vikings have arrived. Banshee goes down. But not bad damage. The Banshee traded well. But was it enough? Now, the fast third TC here is going to be helping Cure. Remember, what is Cure doing? 2 base all in. He's going for the same build. I mean, I say the same build just to re-emphasize. Cure's the road to this kind of endpoint to this 2 base all in like is much weaker this time. Third CC on location. I do like this a little bit more for Cure. So he's going for a more economic variation of this. He's expanding behind it. I do think that if he committed it, it just would not work. Reaper into the main. ByuN is going for his own counterattack. Now, with the extra Vikings, Cure, he can throw in those Ravens. He can try. Still has a lower Viking count. Reaper picks in. Does poke in. Does get 1, 2 SCVs. Denying some mining. ByuN rotating on the right-hand side. And I believe Cure has no idea. He has no idea. And we'll see if ByuN can get off the ramp. He should be able to. Tanks stay on siege. No shot! Yeah, Cure moves out as he moves out. ByuN is moving in. Does try to. Cure, he responds. Cure, he does respond in time. Zoning back ByuN. Can we catch out any Ravens? I believe ByuN has the higher Viking count. We have even. Yeah, even Vikings. Does save one of the tanks though. Yeah, nice catch. Does save both. Yeah, catching out 1 tank. Might even get the other. The Hellion shots. The tank gets away. No shot. The tank gets away. Yeah, ByuN pulls back to his reinforcing tanks. Setting up his third. But ByuN is forced back home. He's forced back home. Cure does contain. This does allow Cure to build up his third. Build up his economy. Likewise, I believe Cure, he's now gaining Viking. Yeah, he's gaining air control. He's got double the Viking count as well. 10 Vikings, the power of 2 starports. Building up more Vikings. And again, ideally, he does want these Ravens. Vikings are moving in. Is he going to try to dive on the Cyclone? This is getting messy. Yeah, Cyclone does go down. Getting himself with the add-ons. Boys are being pulled into the Vikings. It's crazy. Yeah, forced to pull in. The orders are to help. And Vikings are going to be overthrown away. But 12 SCVs do fall. Nice damage. Does hit the economy. Was this worth it, though? Again, Cure threw all his Vikings away. Picking up for depot. ByuN has control of the high ground. But thanks to all that damage, Cure takes a worker lead. Cure's now up in workers. Ooh, losing a tank. Losing a Viking as well. Nice catch here from ByuN. This is a style that ByuN is very fond of. Coming into TvT, if you've been watching ByuN, you'd know, but going for like a lower Viking count and a heavier medevac count instead into more Marines. It's a very flexible, very mobile composition, and it can work really well if you're able to get across the map and catch out units and push into mineral lines and drop into bases. But if your opponent is able to shut down the drop play and shut down the mobility of your army, then typically ByuN falls behind. So this is heavily reliant on ByuN being active and ByuN finding damage. Secure is pulling back, securing himself. ByuN is pushing. He's going for the main push. Let's go. ByuN is up 10 Marines. What's also important as well is that ByuN still has his Ravens. The Ravens are still there. They have plenty of energy. There's a massive army. ByuN is coming, and Cure, I don't know if he can stop him. And Cure is late to siege. We have our first tank. Disables 1, disables 2. And Marines they stim in. Marines they stim in. They bring down the tanks. Oof. Gonna be zoned away. Nice tank spread. Still losing another third tank though. 3 tanks go down. Ravens now they're out of energy. Trying to move in. But a very nice concave here from Cure. Cure is holding the line. Going back into Viking production. And ByuN's going to be careful here. He does have to be careful, bearing in mind that ByuN is not reinforcing this army, not yet. Reinforcement wave is still further back. Oh, gets punished. And ByuN actually going for a secondary push here on the left-hand side. Going towards the left. Trading tanks. They almost run into each other. Kira stimming across. Oh. Catching a Viking. The Viking goes down and Kira, he commits. Yeah, does try to break free. Gets a double 1, 2, 3 tanks go down. Nice cleanup here from Kira. It takes down 3 tanks and does get the Raven as well. Barely towards the end. Oof. ByuN, though, he has plenty more reinforcements. He defends back at home. Yeah, catching at all these Marines. Catching at the medevacs. Only 1 tank here on the top side. Kiri's responding. Does respond. And now we're calming down. We're calming things down. Both players are maxing out. These tanks here for ByuN are still on their own. They're all going to go down. Catching at 1, 2, 3 tanks. At the same time, ByuN does have another bio army. He pulls back with it though. It does bring everything together. Pushing through the center. Curious about this. Tanks are on their own though. Marines, they stim in. They get 2 free tanks. Yeah, 1, 2 tanks go down, getting 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 tank kills. Curie was not in position. God, I'm dying. But Curie was not in position. He's looking for a way in. He's trying to look for a way in. Meanwhile, we have 2 more starports on the way for Curie going into Liberators. I mean, this might just be too much. I say that. Curie's holding his own. Again, Curie's working with a very low Marine count, trying to rush into Liberators, into more starports, which technically does outscale ByuN if he's able to get away with it. But Curie still needs time. He still needs time. ByuN is moving in. He's looking for a way in here on the right hand side. Going for the drop. These medevacs are so low. Does go in. Yeah, it does commit. Marine's a little bit out of position. Ooh, but ByuN overextends. Yeah, ByuN bleeds out a lot of bio here. The Liberators that have now arrived. We have the Freedom Zones. ByuN stepping in once again, at least trying to. It does overwhelm the Marines. Catching at a tank. But does not have enough. Yeah, it does not have enough. Liberators, they do reign supreme. They pick up the tanks. They control the ground. We spoke about it, how Curie was kind of building up a better army, but he needed time. And he got there. Did get there in the end. Liberators, they have arrived. And again, ByuN is stuck on Marine tank, which can work if we can find a way into the bases, but the reality is that ByuN hasn't. So far, Curie has done a good job at keeping up. And defending these bases. +3 defense is going to kick in. Are we missing +3 attack? We are. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, just now starting. Very late here for ByuN compared to +3 armor. ByuN is known for this. For missing an upgrade. If I'm not mistaken, I believe what happens is that ByuN, he has both of them in a control group, and he does like switch to them. He starts up the upgrades and then switches out. He assumes he starts both, but at the time of making the upgrade, like he doesn't have enough resources for a +3 attack, and he just forgets about it. There we go. Liberators, they move in. ByuN does stim. Stimming into a siege line. Does take down both libs. Snipe the Liberators. Tanks are within range of the CC. Within range of the planetary. Behind this, we have BC production out of Kira. Let's go. Once again, though, Kira needs time. He needs time for the battle cruisers. They're coming. Oh. Kira stemming into tank lines. Oh my god, the punish. Jesus. Kira does get punished. BC does reveal itself. And battle cruisers are revealed. ByuN dropping in. Does catch one tank. Ooh. Yeah, one tank goes down. We'll lose 2 full metamax though. That was not quite worth it. Yeah, ByuN now going for his own starports. Now this is going to be hurting ByuN more than normal, more than a regular Terran, because by now at this point a regular Terran player would have additional starports, right? They'd already have 2, 3, 4 starports, but because ByuN specifically does not fight for air control, does not go mass Viking, it's harder for him. It is harder. Does try to stem forward. Once again, tanks within range of the planetary. And not a bad cleanup here by ByuN. Yamato's not ready. And the planetary is going to go down. Yeah, it's going to go down. BC's moving in, but a little bit too late. Oh no! Does overextend. Losing 1. 1 BC goes down. That's bigger for out of ByuN. But did trade a lot of Marines for it. And there we go, now making 6 Vikings at a time. Kira trying to stem in. Catching out a couple of tanks. 2, 3 tanks going down. ByuN, he will punish. Yeah, picking up his own. Yamato's not quite done. As Kira is now getting up to 6 BCs. 6 battlecruisers. 2 tanks are free. Yeah, Kira getting a little bit sloppy. Leaving some tanks on their own. This base is exposed. No planetary. Oh, yeah. He rotated to the right-hand side. And he will lose his base. He'll lose his position. So, brutal loss here for Kira. And we're not counterattacking quite yet either. ByuN is taking over the map. Remember, we have high-yield bases here. We have hybrid expansions. Kira is getting bullied. So now we have Yamato. And does counterattack. Yeah, BCs are moving in. Bearing in mind they can teleport back home. We'll get some SCVs. There's not many workers here, but we'll get some damage nonetheless. Vikings are coming. We have to teleport soon. Uh-oh. Where's that teleport? Losing 1. Oh, barely not. Never mind. It always surprises me just how quickly the teleport kicks in. So blinks back home, saves all the BCs. That was nice damage, but Kira, he needs a 5th. Oh. Does need a 5th base, and he's not going to get one. CC burns down. Again, this is the downside of going into mass battle cruisers. It slows down your production so much, and it was not worth it. It wasn't worth it, not yet at least. As he just lost so much of his economy. Now, the plus side here for Kira is that when it comes to these northern bases here, they're still fresh. It's not like ByuN's taking them himself. So Kira can always take them at a later date, a later time. Marines, they catch a mineral line as well. Nice damage here from Kira. Catching at 9, so to be 10 SCVs. Kira, he re-expands. I believe that's the main. Yep, the main base does whatever. A little bit of desperation here by Kira. And Curious still got his 5 battle cruisers. Oh. We'll lose this army. And we'll lose these marines. Lose the medevacs. ByuN re-expanding. Curious main army's coming in. Now ByuN has 21 Vikings. That's still something to be respected. Curious gotta be careful. We have 21 Vikings. We have 6 Ravens as well. Curious has to respect the Vikings. PCs they pull away. Oh, ByuN simming in, catching a tank. He gets 1. He gets 2. Yeah, 2 tanks going down. Nice pickups at the same time. The CC does fall. Curie can start to expand. Meanwhile, the Vikings are hunting for the battle cruisers. And it's hunting. There is no planetary here. Yeah, no planetary, nothing in position. Curie evacuates. Lose a Raven. We'll lose 2. Yeah, 1, 2 Ravens and a Viking go down. Some rough pickups. ByuN just making more Raven. I mean, Mass Raven typically I want to say is superior to Mass BC. Or it's not even Mass BC, it's only 5. But that's like the ultra late game in TvT is Mass Raven. They can do everything. They can disable, they can auto turrets, they can shred armor. And Marines, they stim in, they catch up more Vikings, and Curie's falling apart. He's falling apart here. Ay, ay, ay. Again, the taking from Cure, I would say, was not worth it. We'll lose the entire mineral line as well. And with that, we have a series. We have a back and forth. These BCs, they weren't worth it, man. It wasn't worth it. There's potential for sure, but again, Cure, he could never really build up his economy. Could never secure his bases. After going BC, like up until that point, we were even. I want to say when it comes to the bases, the economy. But then everything swung in ByuN's favor. Cure desperate for damage. Again, just gets bullied by the Ravens. No. And at this point, we're coping. Like, Cure does have one big fight in him. That's true. He has one big fight. But, I don't see him accomplishing too much with it. Does teleport in time. Again, this base will fall. Cure's trading bases. He's going top left. Going for the planetary. Does stim in. Does find a mineral line, will find a CC, and ByuN, he should be looking for a fight. He's coming in. He should be coming in from behind for a flank. This is the final army for Cure. Nice armor shred. Disable all the tanks. Armor shred as well. We need more auto turrets though. Yeah, Marines, they stim in, and we're late to throw down auto turrets. The Marines, they trade well. They trade very well. Yeah, they stim onto the Ravens. That was how many? Oh. 13 Raven kills in total. Hard to say how many in that fight. As this kill count has been running for a while, for 7 minutes. Yeah, it's running for a while. We're getting messy here. Hold on. ByuN, he's losing his mining bases. ByuN, he has no economy. He has no money right now. Hold on. Cure teleports away. Both players here are both down to a 1 base economy. Yamada's going to be coming in. BCs, they're popping off. Catching up the tanks. Yeah, tanks are going down. The Vikings, they have arrived. There's no teleport. They have to fight. But we have Marines. Yeah, we have Marines on the ground. And Cure, he's stimming in. He's trying to stim forward. Oh, we do run out of disables, though. Yeah, the disable runs out from the BCs. Punishing the Vikings. That's a lot of Vikings going down, losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god. Okay, these Marines they've been adding so much value here. They've been so efficient. But these BCs will clean up. Yeah, the battlecruisers, they will clean up here in favor of ByuN. Cleans up the Marines, cleans up the tanks. ByuN, he has his base up and running. And ByuN, he still has how many Vikings? 17. Still 17 Vikings. There is 0 BCs left for Cure. He made it close towards the end. He made it surprisingly close. I mean, partially because ByuN did miscontrol with his Ravens earlier, but GG gets called, and ByuN, he ties up the series, and we have a tied up 1-1 score. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN does tie things up. Winding it back here again, Cure, he did take a big risk when it comes to teching up a couple different ways. We saw that when he went into Master Liberator, and then when he went into then when he went into BCs as well. He did get away with the Liberator transition, but switching into Battlecruisers when he was doing that, of course, it did mean that his arm was that much smaller, that much less, and he was losing fringe bases. Like the planetary went down, the economy was stifled, and yes, he did make his Battlecruisers, but at the cost of the economy, so he was just kept down. He was kept down, kept low. He couldn't really sustain himself, and T got to the point where he even had to lift up and land his main base at the 4th expansion as well. It was brutal there. Did make it close towards the end, which was impressive. Again, we did see some miscontrol at a ByuN when it came to the Raven control, when it came to some of those final fights. That didn't make things much closer than they needed to be. But GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN does still close it out, and with that we have a tied up 1-1 score. We'll see who takes the lead in the series. Let's go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Lockdown, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. We have a tied up series here. We're getting into game number 3, and again a very intense game 1 and game 2 so far. Hello. That's ByuN does move out across the map, and now we've yet to experience any kind of proxies so far. Game 1 was Cure going for a 2-base all-in. Game 2 was ByuN getting a massive lead early on, killing a bunch of SCVs, and Cure, he was kind of forced to make some rough decisions when it comes to his own build of choice, cutting certain corners as well. But now it's time to go for not just 1 but 2 Raxes. Second SCV moves out across the map, so proxy 2 Rax Reaper here out of ByuN. Cure back at home. Oh, is he tempted to be greedy here? Welcome to Lockdown. Okay. So Lockdown is one of the few maps, this map pool, that does have a ramp coming into the natural. Think of Sanctuary 3 as well. So we do have a ramp coming into the natural. It's a much safer... The terrain does help you defend. It's just safer overall to be defensive, so it does prompt greedy play. And for the first time this series, looks like Cure is going for an economic build. He's going for a Rax Expand single gas opener. Meanwhile, ByuN going to try to counter him by going proxy 2 Rax Reaper. Let's go. Gases are being taken back at home. So basically ByuN is hoping that Cure is cutting corners, and Cure is cutting corners because of the map, right? Because of the map, because this is meant to be more defensive, it's meant to be safer to do so. So this is when ByuN does come out with the proxy Reaper. Now with this, it's going to be on Cure. Now this is not like a build or a win. Cure, he can defend, but he just has to pull the boys. He has to react well enough. He cannot lose this Reaper. First things first, he cannot lose this Reaper, and he has to minimize SCV losses while he buys time for his factory and for his defensive setup. So it all comes down to the reaction of Cure, like his reaction time and his control. But when it comes to the builds themselves, like, it's lining up in favor of ByuN. Like, this is what he wanted. He does check the nearby proxy location at the 3rd. At the triangular 3rd, at least. Okay, I'm going to be moving in. Reapers are revealed. Does cancel. Starts up the Marine. The Marine has begun. Factory is almost complete as well. ByuN is here to delay. Yeah, nice delay. Delays the factory. Kills 2 SCVs so far. Getting 3. It's getting a bit out of hand. Yeah, 3 SCVs have fallen. Our third Reaper has arrived. We're going back in. Oh, there's a KDA charge. Marine does pop. And Curie's holding. Yeah, Curie's holding onto the high ground. Factory will finish. But again, not a bad start from ByuN. This won't kill Cure, but it does give him a slight edge here as he delays the CC. Even forcing a cancel. Oof, and he's getting more done. Yeah, he's getting more done. This is getting out of hand. Losing another 2, another 3 SCVs. Oof. Yeah, 2 more workers go down. That's going to be 5 SCV losses in total. And again, a cancellation on the command center. Ay, ay, ay. A very nice start for ByuN. And back at home, the CC is on the way. The timing here is on par with the command center of Cure. Remember, because of the build of choice, Cure was supposed to have the faster command center. Not the case. Not anymore. ByuN, funnily enough, has the economic lead. Up in workers, even CC timing. Looking for more damage. Going further into the main. It does go further in. Delays mining time. That's what he needs. In the end, we'll lose all the Reapers, but there's still no mining. No, Cure! There's no mining. Yeah, miscontrol of Cure. He's distracted, focusing on the ranks. ByuN he sees. Yeah, ByuN he sees as well. Yeah, he saw the mistake. For a good while there was almost barely any economy there, almost 0. Oh, can he land? He's blocking a gas. Yeah, he's blocking the gas as well. Being as annoying as possible. At the same time, Curie gets across the map with his Hellion. He does delay the CC. But this is still a much stronger start for ByuN. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, ByuN up 5 workers. His own command center is on location. And the pressure's on Cure. The pressure is on. Cure to recover here faster at CC. So he's rushing into the third CC. The issue here, though, is that ByuN's doing the same. ByuN is doing the same. So both players rushing into their own economies, into the third bases. This will benefit ByuN. Going into safety and Macville accelerators. Into his cyclones. ByuN, he even delays. He delays the command center just barely. Control so far to ByuN does not pick up in time. Bit of miscontrol. It does miscontrol. Does lose one of his cyclones, but still a better position for the Red Terran. Still better. He's going back in. Okay. As he still wants more damage. ByuN going double eBay, double upgrades. The production is getting up and running. It's getting further ahead. Ideally, he wants to bait out the Viking. Cure, playing safe. Oh, my god, one more shot. Medevac goes down. We do have the scan, but does get the Viking. Okay. Yeah, Viking goes down. Liberator does show up, does 9 mining. Again, brutal damage. There was only 1 Viking. Gaining more value, more efficiency. Catching out 1, 2. 1 Marine so far. Just the 1. Yeah, Marine goes down, catching more SCVs. This is all still just adding up. And we're just giving ByuN a greater edge. Oh, God. As finally we rebuild that Viking. rebuilt. Again, we have the much stronger upgrade timing. We have 1-1 just now starting here for Cure. Meanwhile, 1-1 is almost done. It's almost done for ByuN. So again, ahead in those upgrades. Third CC is now being landed on location for ByuN. Cure, his is still in his main. Now, other ways to recover, there are in TvT. Again, TvT is still very positional based, so there are ways to take a better fight even when you're down in supply. But it's still going to be a rough road to recovery here for Cure, for sure. He's relying on ByuN overextending, ByuN making mistakes. An example of that is that ByuN is going for some drop play. There's a world where ByuN will lose these medevacs without getting any damage. Maybe like this. And speaking of damage, 5 SCVs, 5 workers going down across the map. Medevacs they do boost into the natural. Sorry, they boost into the main. SCV's going to be going down. And, oh god, already 7 workers falling. Yeah, 7 workers do fall. 1-1 kicking in. And again, it was nice damage with the Liberator, but we get even more with the drop. Even more done. ByuN trading as best he can. Remember, he does have better upgrades. Kills all the Marines. Jesus. And here comes the main army. The main army's pushing. You're struggling back at home. Oh no! As the medevac is barely saved. Here's denied. Meanwhile, ByuN is moving in. He wants the base. He wants a third. He wants that third. Stims in, barely out of range of the tanks. At the same time, Cure going for the counterattack. ByuN has to make a decision here. He does reinforce across the map. All about turning around. Getting a 4th base at the same time. Jesus. He's getting his 4th. Cure, this is his 3rd. Floating over. Does reland the 3rd at the same time. Does boost into the main. Yeah, boosting in, trying to find some damage here. The boys are being pulled. That's going to be a lot of dead SCVs, by the way. Okay. That's going to be 19 workers going down. Cure. Yeah, he finds so much damage to the main. Getting a medevac. Catching up the Cyclones. Came with the production. Hey, we spoke about a comeback earlier. I mean, hey, this is the beginning of it. Curie's going to be cleaned up, but that's still 21 SCV kills. And here comes the main army. Pushing to the center. ByuN coming in from behind. Catching a free tank. Oh, we're getting messy. Yeah, we're getting messy here. Oof. ByuN the first to siege. Up. Trying to catch reinforcements. Suddenly, Cure is caught up in workers. He's caught up. At least ByuN is getting his own 4th base up. So he still has that advantage. Likewise, still has the upgrade advantage as well. +3 has now begun for ByuN. Rough rally. Curie does catch up part of the army. Pushing towards the 3rd. There's 1 tank to defend. And ByuN turns around. Yeah, ByuN, he turns back around. Meanwhile, Cure boosting into the main. He's crazy. Does boost in. Will siege. Yeah, Marines, they trade well. They trade well. They kill another mineral lioness. 16 more SCVs going to be going down. Breaking through the Marines. Getting on top of the tank as well. And Curie once again takes over the main. Can't be that production. Zones away the drops. I think that tank's within range, just barely. Yeah, it is. Does force a lift. And forcing the pickup. Once again, better fight for Cure, punishing the army. ByuN is costing him so much to clean this up. Curie still wants that third. Back into the main. Back into the main. Oh. Nice catch here from Cure. Sorry, from ByuN. Picking up 2 medevacs. Tanks are pre-sieged. And ByuN will take the better fight. Steaming for a better fight so far. Has to respect those tanks. I think Cure is very much so back in this game. He's back in this. Does find the 4th. Oof. He's now aware. He has his own. It's the main. He just floated. And floated over towards the 4th base. Oh! Does boost in. Boosting into the main, losing a full medevac. Ay, ay, ay. Some rough losses here for Cure. Losing a lot here. Forced to make up, forced to pull away. Losing 2 full medevacs at the same time. ByuN commits across the map, and there's nothing at home. Not at the 4th. And cleans up the reinforcements as well. Yeah, heavy losses for Cure. ByuN snowballs out of control. He breaks to the main army. Catching another CC. Tanks are exposed. He wants them. He wants the tanks. He's gonna get them as well. Yeah, diving on the tanks. And Cure had an impressive comeback, but not enough. Not enough here. He was heavily reliant on ByuN staying back home. On never breaking out. ByuN, he got across the map, takes down the mineral line. 16 SCV kills. ByuN, he lost some at home, by the way. He did lose his own, but he'll kill the CC. Yeah, Science Command Center. Send the tank. Picking up. ByuN is not done. Pushing out once again. Oh, and he finds some tanks. And he does find 3 free tanks here. Only 1 shot goes off within range of the CC, and this time, yeah, GG. GG gets called. Curie cannot defend, and ByuN, he will take a 2-1 lead in the series. Whew. GG. And GG, well played. ByuN will take a lead. Again, a very intense back and forth here. Cure had a very rough start. Remember, this all began with a proxy. ByuN, he went for a proxy 2 racks, and Cure, he had a very rocky start in this game, losing so many workers and losing so much momentum. Cure, he was down and out. He was down and out, but he had a crazy comeback thanks to the Doom Drop. He went for a very risky Doom Drop into the main base. ByuN was out of position. ByuN, he struggled to defend. He bled out more units. He bled out more workers, and in the end, we saw that Cure, he recovered. It was still rough. He was still down a base. He was still down a base, down an economy. That's why he was forced to lift up his main base to float as a 4th. And as we emphasized, Cure was heavily reliant on keeping ByuN busy back at home with all these aggressive moves, but eventually ByuN broke out. He broke out, he got across the map, and we saw just how little Cure had at home to defend, and in the end he was overwhelmed. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN does take a 2-1 lead in the series, and now we are loading into game number 4 to determine, we're on match points. 1 more game, and our Red Terran could be our champion. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of at Attorney's Edge, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the other South Korean Terran, the blue Terran for Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. Let us go. We are loading into game number 4. And again, ByuN is 1 game away from becoming our champion. Cure has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Let's go. Let's go. We are loading into at Attorney's Edge. This is one of the, I don't want to say larger map. Sure, it's a larger map in the map pool. It has a lot of bases, has a lot of expansions. We'll see if we can get there though. So far, it's been a hyper-aggressive series. Yes, we have been experiencing some mid to late game, that is true, but we've been seeing a lot of 2-base all-ins. We did see some proxies in game number 3 as well, for example. Like, we've been seeing a lot of aggression leading into the mid game, and I'm sure that trend will continue. We'll see how hard we double down. This time we're going to be opening up. Remember, last game we saw Cure go for a greedier build and get punished. This time, double gas. Double gas to open out of Cure, so he's not going to make that mistake again, going for a safer build. ByuN doing the same. Double gas openers. Let's go. Whoever thought of this league name? For those that are maybe unaware of the origins of Sparkling, we have some downtime here in the other game as we open up mirrored builds. For those that are unaware when it comes to the origins of the Sparkling Tuna Cup, there's a bunch of references in this name. For those that are a little bit old school viewers and fans of StarCraft, I'm sure you're familiar with Alima League. Back in the day, we had closer ties with Alima League, and Alima League eventually did end up stopping. Alima League, that they used to be like the most successful and the biggest open weekly tournament out there back in like 2016, 2017, 2018, and eventually Alima League did kind of die down, did conclude in the end, of course. No longer is around, but the Sparkling Tuna Cup originally was supposed to be like the replacement to Alima League, and as a result has a lot of references to the Korean scene. The first big one, of course, we have our own connections to Axiom Esports, to Crank, of course. ByuN, he's a Korean, he's still active right now actually. ByuN is a Korean Terran player, used to be on Axiom. ByuN, his nickname was the Tuna Terran. Why is that? Because ByuN's name is Dongwon, and Dongwon is a brand of canned tuna in Korea. So, and all of our tournaments have like animal mascots. So, in reference to ByuN, we pick tuna. The other reference as well is the acronym STC. The STC, if you remember, the STC also used to live in the Axiom team house with Crank, with ByuN, with Alicia, with all the other Axiom boys. The STC was a Korean Terran player, and STC, Sparkling Tuna Cup. So that's also a reference to the STC as well. So there's a couple of references in the tournament name, referencing the STC, referencing ByuN, referencing the Korean scene, because this was originally the replacement, or was going to be the replacement to Alima League. Of course, other Open Cups have opened up since then, but the references, Pappy, the references. Also, it's sparkling. The reason why we chose the word sparkling is because for those that watched GSL back in the day, there used to be a bunch of memes. One of the main sponsors of GSL was Sparkling Cider, and there used to be a bunch of memes surrounding that with their ads. So that's where sparkling comes from. That word specifically, because we had to make the STC work. That's a reference to GSL. True. All the references. Shout out to those who remember Tropicana. True. Tropicana. That ad still lives rent-free in my mind. There we go. Here we go. Oh my god. The banter. Sorry, we did miss an early push. Like I was still a bit distracted. Missed our early move outs, so going for early marauder here from Cure, did poke in and got shut down. Got shut down completely. I'm pretty sure Cure is making reference to that. Whip out my Google Translate. So Cure even. Un momento. So Cure he asks, why is there a tech lab built there? Why is that? And then ByuN's like, I don't know. I thought that was a unique build. I think he's talking about his own Marauder opener. No. Not like this. As ByuN does drop into the main base, does pick up a Cyclone. Meanwhile, the medevac is very low. Oh my god. Jesus. Barely out of range of those Marines. Oh no. He boosts out. Does barely boost out, and ByuN gets away. He gets away, Pappy. He gets away. Yeah, he does pull out. But yeah, Smurge, Pappy, Smurge. Are you going to cast the GEC open? We are not. We are not. We're taking a little bit easy. I was going to make an announcement after this. I don't know if you noticed. I've been like misspeaking a lot today, and my voice is a little bit different. I've been a little bit under the weather for the past 2 weeks. It's been very cold, very, very cold here in Australia. So you've noticed me like wearing jackets, wearing scarves. But I've been getting a little bit sick. So we're gonna ease up on casting for the next week while we rest up. 2.2 base all in. So we're not covering GEC. That might be covered by like Steadfast or Dave Testa or one of the other casters. I'm sure someone else. Maybe Wardy, maybe. I'm sure one of the other guys is going to be covering it. Meanwhile, again, we're doubling down. So Curie has 1 starport in the main base, 1 starport here at the natural, 2 port, 2 base all in. We saw this in game 1. If you missed it, we did see this in game 1. And this is how Curie was able to catch ByuN with his pants down. At the time, ByuN was going for a 3rd CC. I see a 3rd CC here as well. And ByuN was going double eBay. I see double eBay. I'm getting flashbacks from game 1. So ByuN, what's he doing? He's investing into a 3rd CC. He's investing into double eBay and double upgrades. He's investing into the mid game. This will not help when it comes to the early game defense, as Curie is pushing across the map, and he's avoiding the Zelnaga tower. ByuN though, he's looking. ByuN with the spotted marine. Yeah, he finds the army. He does barely find it in time, and ByuN now can reposition. So shout to the marine. Does spot the army. ByuN pulls back. He does not get caught. He doesn't get caught out, or at least we're hoping he doesn't. He does barely get on top of the high ground. ByuN pulls away. He's coming. Remember, the goal of 2-port is to mass up Vikings to gain air control, then you go into Liberator afterwards, to bully back the Ravens ideally, to bully them back, and to push your tanks forward. And again, Curie's all in. Like, he's all in. This needs to win the game, or at least cripple. Pushing further towards the main, within range of the CC. Curie's up to 8 Vikings against 2 from ByuN. So he has a massive Viking lead. And Curie's getting distracted. Uh-oh. He's getting distracted with his Vikings. Kills the CC. Nice pickoff. Does kill the command center, but he needs more than this. He does want more than this. Dropping into the main. Getting into the production. Potentially even stim. And ByuN has to pull the trigger soon. He has to pull the trigger. Tanks are within range of the starport. Starport forced to lift. More tanks in the main base. Again, Stim is exposed, but Stim should finish in time. We're going for the starport itself. Yeah, the starport is going to go down. One more volley. Massive pig off. No more starport. We do see the tank go down in the main base. Vikings, they land. And ByuN, where are we going? What's the plan? What's the plan, Pappy? Yeah, ByuN collapses in. He's going to try to collapse in and disables one of the tanks. Raven goes down. And ByuN, he's going to try to clean this up. It's still a messy trade here. At the same time, the Vikings, they waddle into the main. They waddle further into the main base, chasing down the SCVs. More workers going to be falling. There's still 2 tanks on the high ground. And this is too much. This is far too much damage here. 26 SCV kills. Tanks have control of the ramp. No, we land within range of the tanks. Yeah, lands within range. And we're going to the ace match. So we're going to the ace match at this point. The all-in has succeeded. 38 SCV kills, Pappy. Crazy damage. Boys are being pulled. The tanks are going down to the boys. Can we save the tank? We can. Yeah, tank is barely saved. We pull back to the tank as well. And Cure, he's up in workers. He's up in he's even on bases. Remember, he killed the 3rd CC earlier. Starting up his own. ByuN, he was able to scout the army coming, that is true, but he could not stop Cure from pushing in towards the main. Couldn't stop him. It also felt like ByuN was a little bit indecisive. It took him a long time to try to collapse on the army as well. To try to collapse in. Vikings, they land, they punish the tanks. And we're going to game 5. We're going to game 5. So we just land the Vikings. A little bit messy here, but there we go. GG. GG gets called, and Cure ties up the series. We have an ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We have our ace match here. We're going to game 5. Again, a very intense back and forth so far. Winding it back, Cure, he went for a 2-port, 2-base all-in. Going to Mass Viking, going across the map, getting 8 Vikings in total, bullying back the army. ByuN, if you remember, even though he saw it coming, he was also being greedy. If you recall, we were talking about how this was like a flashback to game 1. ByuN, he had invested into a 3rd CC and an orbital. Didn't help. Invested into double E-bays, into double upgrades. That also didn't help either. Like, again, ByuN, he was investing into further tech into the mid game, but this is all things that were kind of deviating away or just pulling away, resources being pulled away from army production, from a setup, from a defensive setup, and in the end that did hurt ByuN in the long run as he was up against an all-in. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Blackrock. Let's go. So there was a little bit of banter in the lobby chats. ByuN was like, new builds. I'm gonna hit you. And then Kira's like, you let your guard down. So there's a little bit of banter going on in the lobby chat, but here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackrock, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify being forced into the ace match. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran for Team Liquid. It is Cure. Let's go. Let us go. Hi, SCC. Do you want to participate in the SCC? I mean, we got very excited when ByuN first played in our tournament because, I mean, yeah, that's the other reason why we picked a tuna of all things is because of ByuN. Like, we were floating the idea of, like, I don't know, like a killer whale or like a penguin, like an emperor penguin or something. Like, we were floating the idea for other animals, other aquatic animals, of course. For those that are curious, before this tournament was made, we have other tournaments we've been running. We have the Sea Duckling Open, the Duckling Open. We have the Master Swan Open, this one. We had Grand Platypus Open, which of course was an ANZ Southeast Asia tournament. The platypus is very fitting. What were other mascots that we took seriously? Was it Yaku? Yaku that wanted an orca? He wanted an orca at one point. Maybe I wanted an orca. I don't remember. It's been years. It's been years. Do it again. Here we go. But again, we're settling into our ace match, settling into game number 5, and now we're going to be calming things down and going for economic openers. Racks expand. Racks expand out of Cure, racks expand out of ByuN. Last game, both players went for double gas openers. This time, we are going for much more economic openers instead. Much more economic here. And also, while I have everyone's attention, I should also mention, if you want to support this tournament, you can do so via Patreon, !Patreon in the chat. Big shout out to all of our current patrons. This event is fully funded by Patreon. It's fully funded by Patreon, so thank you so much to all of our patrons. It's thanks to you guys that we're able to host this event on a weekly basis, and also you help us grow the event as well. Again, we do have a bunch of stretch goals available here to grow the tournament, to have bigger prize pools, to pay out more players as well, and to eventually have a monthly finals. Last year, we were lucky enough to have a monthly finals for September, October, November, and December. We had 4 monthly finals at the end of last year. And you can help us kind of reach that next stretch goal as well, so we can one day get back to that. One day, maybe one day. But all funded via Patreon. So thank you. All the patrons. As for now, we're just settling in. Again, just economic openers all around. No proxies, no early tech, no shenanigans. Not yet. Not here. So we are going to be opening up Cyclone. So safety Cyclone here out of Cure. Building up towards said mid game. ByuN, I believe he skipped. No add-on swap. Okay. Never mind. Just going for a slightly later Cyclone instead. No add-on swap. Attack Lab on the starport. Into early Raven play. We have seen already this series, our players kind of dabble in Banshee Harass, for example. We saw that out of Cure already so far. We'll see if he goes back into Banshee or just play stand and go Raven tank. This early on, there's nothing really prompting aggression out of our players. Last game, Cure had a bit of a shaky early game, so then he just doubled down into the 2-base all-in. We've already seen him do it twice this series. I feel like we shouldn't see it again, though. So we have our Ravens on the way. No Banshees. No Banshees out of our players. And we do see ByuN make the first move. It does rush into a very fast third TC. So third TC is on the way. Hyper greed here out of ByuN. Meanwhile, Cure still just focusing on his army production, building up more tanks, building up more bio. ByuN is taking a bigger risk. As he now starts to move out. We'll see if he can get away with it. Does move out. Likewise, Cure, he is pushing through the map. ByuN, he does not see the move out, but the army is, for the most part, hidden here in the tall grass. And he can backstab. Uh-oh. They spot each other. Yeah, they do spot each other. Cure, he denies the backstab. Trying to catch out the Cyclones. We do get the look on the Raven. Oh my god. Yeah, barely is going to be saved. Jesus. Yeah, barely is going to be saved. And with that, Cure, he does push out across the map. Back at home, we do see Cure now getting his own third TC much, much later. But ideally, he wants to fight for the third base of ByuN. Even though ByuN has the faster third, if Cure has control of the location, ByuN can't land anyway. As we do try to engage, all the shots going to be thrown down. ByuN catching at the Marines. He wants those tanks. He wants them. Oh, it's going to be close here with the help of the auto turrets. He does get them. Yeah, there we go. The first tank goes down, getting up to 1, getting up to 2. 1 tank survives. Just barely. There's a lock on. Yeah, there's a lock on the tank. There's no escaping this. The tank is going to go down. Does trade with the Cyclone, but heavy losses for Cure. And this means that ByuN can expand. He can now freely expand. He can claim his third base. Remember, the whole point of this move out for Cure was to delay the third because Cure's third was so much later himself. Fails to do so. Fails to delay the expansion. Cure, he'll lose far too much. Still trying to move in. Now with only 1 tank. Bold move. Yeah, has to back up. Has to back up. Has to retreat. Ooh, Vikings, they do catch one of the Ravens. Nicely done. Gets 2. Ooh, 1, 2 Ravens go down. That should not have happened. Heavy losses for ByuN. Does land his third. Third base is still getting up, but again, ByuN, he is now down to 1 Raven. Likewise, so is Cure. Cure landing his own. Landing his own third TC. And I was slowing things down. And on the one hand, ByuN, he does have faster mules, and he does have a slightly better economy here. It's actually Cure with more CVs. He has slightly more workers. ByuN, he now gets across the map, trying to get within range. And I believe he is. Yeah, ByuN, he is within range of the CC. We do have fast liberators though out of Cure. We'll force the pickup. Cure is holding. Does hold, he does defend at the same time, going for his own counterattack. Nice Rasi with the Liberator. 5 SCVs going down. ByuN jumping into the main. Gets denied. And drop is denied, and with that, Cure still maintains that slightly higher worker count. ByuN has a larger army. It's ByuN with many more SCVs. Sorry, many more Marines, I meant to say. Does have more bio. ByuN sneaking up on the natural. Okay. Bold move. Hey, catching a free tank. Shows the scan. Who sees who first? Uh oh. There we go. Oh my god, catching out all the Marines. Yeah, massive tank shots. Marine goes down. Tank as well. And cheeky moves here by ByuN. Oh, but he will lose tanks himself. Yeah, it's messy. Yeah, messy here as all 3 tanks are going to fall. At the same time, ByuN dropping in. Boosting into main. This time Vikings are not quite in position. And Marines download. They're going for the add-ons as well. Going to be denying combat shields. Barely denied. Going for the mineral line. SCV's going to be going down. And ByuN takes a worker lead. Finally. Does take a worker lead. We'll lose 2 metamax, but it's worth it. Remember, he had Marines to spare. Job play continues. And ByuN gets a fourth. Yeah, fourth base on location. So containing Cure, getting damage, building up more of an economy. ByuN getting further ahead. Now for Cure, I will still say that Cure, he does have a higher tank count. He's got 6 tanks to 2. So in a head-on fight, Cure is going to be favored. That is true. Does have the stronger main army in a head-on fight. It's just ByuN who has more mobility on his side. More Marines, more drop play. We've seen this dynamic before in this series. We saw this on Washouts. Oh, as we're going to deny the upgrades. Oh, good. Yeah, snipes eBay, denies +2. Marines, the SimCity working against Cure here. Oh, cleans up the double drop. But again, denies the upgrade. Worth for ByuN, considering he still maintains the better economy and larger army. 2-2's about to kick in. ByuN now getting within range of the mineral line. Yeah, he's within range. As he's going to be going down, dropping into the main base. Ooh, one medevac gets caught. Catching up 2. Nice disables. Very nice. 2 full medevacs fall. Massive loss for ByuN. Yeah, ByuN losing 3 full medevacs. Ay, ay, ay. This time, not worth it. This time, he doesn't get anything. The tanks, they do shell away at the economy, though. 11 SCVs go down. Again, the tank shots, they do help make up for this. Still messy play here by ByuN. Snipes all the Vikings. Gets a tank as well. Nice pickoffs. Keeping Cure on a 3-base economy. And Cure's going for the counterattack. Yeah, he's going for the counterattack. He's rallying out with all his Marines. ByuN moving further in. Cure looking to either counterattack or flank the army. Going through the center. Oh, there's no anti-air. Liberation has arrived. Yeah, Liberators hit the mineral lines. Meanwhile, Cure, he's just sending it. He sends it, Pappy. Hits the 4th base. It's an orbital as well. Wow, no planetary. Yeah, greedy here by ByuN. Will lose the CC. And the mineral line as well. So nice snipe at a Cure. Very nice. Base, kills the mineral line. Curie's got his own defensive liberators. One of them gets sniped, so does the other, just barely. Not many Marines left over. Yeah, not many. Forcing friendly fire. Curie, now we can clean up. We're getting messy. Getting messy here. Yeah, these 3 tanks are going to go down. Cure cannot re-expand. Unlike ByuN, Cure didn't lose the CC. Didn't lose the orbital. He can re-expand, retake it. ByuN has his own backup 4th base somewhat. Oh. ByuN cannot stim in. Being forced back. Oof, losing 2 tanks. Yeah, 2 tanks go down. Heavy losses there for ByuN. Better trade out of Cure. Cure does take a supply lead. Funnily enough, Cure, he's actually playing without his upgrades. Like +2 only now just starting here for Cure. Remember earlier the eBay got sniped. So his Marines are just worse, but still catching out tanks. Still out positioning ByuN. Oh, almost killed the CC. He's going for it. Yeah, this CC should go down. ByuN catching out the tanks. Not bad. Yeah, he gets 1, 2 tanks go down. Nice pickoffs here by ByuN. Trades well against the army, and he's going to kill everything. Yeah, all the tanks go down. Massive pickoffs. But ByuN does lose the base and the mineral line. Oof. Yeah, losing 5 SCVs. Most of the workers do get away. Oh no, he gets stuck. Oh my god. No. Yeah, the air blockers, they do trap Cure. Losing 2 medevacs. Whereas Cure hoping to distract. Behind this Cure, he's slowly catching up in upgrades, but 3-3 is soon going to be done. So a big power spike here for ByuN. 3-3's finishing. Meanwhile, we're not at home. Yeah, we're not at home to defend. Curie, he's going to get another mineral line. He gets another 8 SCVs. And does he get a kill? He does. It's close. The repairs. Oh my god. Yeah, repairs just in time. Marines are heavily overstim for ByuN. Does clean up. Does clean up. That's still going to be 24 SCV kills. Insane damage. Cure has double the worker count. He has double the worker count. 81 SCVs for Cure. Ay, ay, ay. Once again, ByuN had nothing at home to defend. He gets crippled. Cure can max out. ByuN going for the counterattack. Going straight down mid. Cure, he's mainly across the map. He gets scanned. Yeah, Curie does scan ByuN. Stims in, catching out the Marines, catching out the tanks as well. Curie's overwhelming. Yeah, Curie's overwhelming. He might be down in upgrades. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Kills the CC. ByuN, he cannot push through. Cure is ready. He's in position. And Cure, he attacks. And he defends. And he defends. And ByuN's army is just getting smaller and smaller. Again, we spoke about this previously in, I think it was in the evening game 1 that we spoke about this. But ByuN's style here is heavily reliant on keeping their opponent back at home. Once Cure can counterattack, like ByuN has nothing at home to defend. Tanks are exposed. Cure pushing through a choke point, could not break through. Sorry, ByuN pushing through a choke point, couldn't break through. Bleeds out too much. And ByuN just can't compete. He cannot compare. Not like this. He can't sustain these losses. It just all comes down to the economy at this point. It just comes down to the economy. How many SCVs have we lost this game? 59. 59 SCVs. ByuN going for the counterattack. Runs into pre-siege tanks. Again, Curie's in position. Going for another backstab. He's going to kill another mineral line. Oh no. He stems in. It dives on the tank. Oof. Yeah, once again he trades well. Yeah, cutting back, killing more SCVs, hatching out another 12 SCVs. Looks like ByuN, he will find some counter damage though. Does have the planetary. Again, finally some counter damage of some kind. Oof. Push further in, within tank range. Oof. Trading. Does trade 1-to-1. Cure now is stuck back at home. ByuN, he does a resaturate. Oh, he's trying to resaturate his base. Trying to. Healing as best he can. And Cure, once again, he leaves behind the bare minimum. The bare minimum to defend. Once again, he wants to counterattack. This time, though, ByuN's ready. He's in position. Somewhat. Uh-oh, never mind. Not anymore. Looks like ByuN, he's found top left. This base has been mining freely for quite some time. Marines, they stim in, they're clumped up. A little bit messy here. The boys? Oh, gosh. ByuN, calm down. Oh, no. Yeah, Marines, they rally and they kill one tank, but so many Marines go down at the same time. ByuN should take down top left. But this is the only mining base for ByuN. The only base. Shopping once again within range of the CC. No repairs. Oh my god. Does lift. Does lift in time. Cure catching at the main army. Catching at 2 tanks. Ooh, and full battle. Oh my god, every benefit goes down. GG gets called, and Cure, he will claim the series 3-2, becoming this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. GG. GG, well played, congratulations. Congratulations here to Cure. He will claim the series. A very intense back and forth here between both Cure and ByuN. Went the distance, went all the way to the ace match. We saw a little bit of everything. We saw some proxies, 1 base all-ins, 2 base all-ins, some heavy macro play as well. Very dynamic back and forth, bearing in mind that this game, both players had their own moments, of course. But we saw the backstabs from Cure were brutal. Once again, this style from ByuN is hyper aggressive. He's very active on the map. He loves his drop play. He loves being active. But there was a key moment where everything swung in favor of Cure. If you remember, that was when ByuN, he dropped into the main base with 3 medevacs. He got disabled. He lost 3 full medevacs. So he lost 3 full medevacs. And then we saw Cure backstab. He backstabbed. He was able to cripple the economy. And we saw time and time again ByuN just leaving very little back at home. Not just that, but also not having any sensor towers in position either, and would lose mineral lines. So it was mineral line after mineral line, to the point where he just ran out of economy. He just could not keep up, couldn't sustain his trades, and GG, well played. In the end, Cure did snowball out of control and to claim the series. Congratulations here to Cure. Shout out to ByuN for making it to the finals as well, and for making finals out of it, right, for bringing us to the ace match. GG, well played to both players. And congratulations to Cure. With that, we are going to be wrapping up here for the evening. But once again, if you enjoyed the event, do consider following us. We do stream on a daily basis here on the Cranky Ducklings. We stream more than anyone else, more than Wardy, more than Steadfast. We have the quantity, and we have a little bit of the quality as well, as we can catch up with our schedule. Oh, that was the raffle that we had earlier. True. So we have our schedule here. So typically our schedule is at least 1 cast a day every single day, and over the weekend we do have a little bit more going on as well. As you can see, we have the OSC Rising Star tournament on Tuesday, Pegasus Cup on Wednesday, the Pond cast as well. We have Crank Gatherers, we have RSL, we have KSL, and we were going to be live with the Wardy TV Monday tomorrow. I don't know if you can see, but Monday is currently empty. Usually we cast Wardy TV Mondays on Monday, but I did mention during the finals, I think, that I've been a little bit under the weather recently. Over the past like 2 weeks, again, it's been really cold here in Australia, and I have gotten a little bit sick as a result of that. Non-stop casting with cold weather, with dry weather as well. It's been rough on the throat, and yeah, today was brutal. It was it's been rough. So gonna try to rest up, and because of that, I'm gonna go see the doctor on Tuesday just to make sure everything's okay, but I'm probably going to be advised to like rest for a bit. So if that's the case, we might skip Pegasus Cup, and we might skip even OSC. Might reschedule some of those casts and have a bit of a leaner week this week just to look after the voice, pappy. So we'll see what happens, but gonna try to rest up and recover a little bit. To stream more than XQC. Oh no. Does he cast StarCraft, Bappy? Oh no. We're close. But with that, just catching up in the chat. TvT is very positional based. For sure. It's very intense, very high octane, just because of drop play, counterattacks, vision. As you said, positional play is very important in TvT, for sure. For sure. I mean, well, big shout out to Kashim in the chat for subscribing for 34 months. Kashim, Shama. Sorry, I missed you earlier, but thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate it. And again, if you want to support this event, you can do so via Patreon, _Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon does fund this tournament on a weekly basis. You can actually see it here. One moment. Bam. You can see on my left, we do host 3 events on a regular basis. We have the Sea Duckling Open, which is a monthly tournament for Diamond players. We have the Master Swan Open, which is a monthly tournament for Masters players. And then we have the Sparkling Tuna Cup, which is our weekly open tournament. So we do host these events on a regular basis. And again, they're all funded via Patreon. So thank you so much. Thanks so much to all of our patrons. And we do appreciate the support. Otherwise, again, we do upload on a daily basis over on YouTube. So if you miss out on some of our live coverage, if you miss out on like RSL or Wardy TV Mondays or Pegasus Cups or Crank Gatherers events, KSL, Pegasus Cup, GSL, we do cover everything, and it's all over on YouTube. It's all there if you wish. As we are also the official English casters for GSL CK. True, we're covering that as well. So you can check it out over on our channel. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. Again, I'm going to be resting up, and most likely we're going to be skipping Wardy TV Monday tomorrow. And we might be skipping OSC and Pegasus Cup as well. We might be just taking these next days a little bit easy. We'll see. Just trying to rest up. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much. We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time. I will say that I guess for certain our next cast will at least be the podcast on Wednesday, and tentative on OSC and tentative on Picker's Cup. But see you next time. Until then, ciao, bye, ciao. Until next time, thanks for watching. See you then.